looking at taking a step forward, what does taking a step forward for you look like based on what this schedule looks like? I said that the Bears, to me, their floor should be 7 wins. I think that I can see 10 games that they can win. I don't know if they will win all of those, but to me, at a minimum, we should be talking about a 7-win team taking a step forward. What is your step forward for the Bears this season?
My step forward for the Bears is offensively, not even offensively, as a team, winning games as you designed them to be. Not winning off of a fluke fumble or just a situational play. Like we lucked into this score. We kept it close. It's winning decisively. It's imposing our will on teams. And having 4 or 5 of those kind of games is a step forward. Rather than, man, these Bears have been hanging around and they won. They were hanging around for long enough. This team made so many mistakes that the Bears were able to overtake them, into the fourth quarter. Those aren't the games that I'm looking for. Well, I'll take a win, however we can get it, but I want the decisive wins.
How long is the game plan still in effect? Like the plan y'all plan out all week, right? Like, is it right? Like, is there a point in the game where you're like, all right, now like we're still going through what we do best, but we're trying to adjust to something we didn't expect to happen here? Or is it all 4 quarters you knew what was coming and you're just trying to execute what you went through in practice?
Well, it depends on your opponent. There are opponents that you'll play against. They throw for 600 yards. They run for 48, 60 yards. In that type of game, you want to force them to run. There are games where they run for 300 plus yards. They throw for 175 yards. That's kind of like the Bears last year, but it's and in that case, you want to stack the box. You want to force them to throw. You want to take away their weaknesses or take away their strengths and expose their weaknesses. So each day, if you go against a balanced offense, they do things well against the pass, do things well against the run. That keeps you at home defensively. Those are the harder teams to play. And so strategy wise, when your offense comes in, they have their first 15 plays scripted. They want to see what they can do. They're probably going to attack whatever worked the week before. They're going to have a little bit of that in there. They're going to have how we think that we can beat this defense, and whatever works is where that playbook is going to lean toward after the script is over. If nothing works, that's where it gets tough for the offensive coordinators, where they've shut down all 15 of our script plays. Now we have to go back to what I know the best, which is if I'm a running guy, we're gonna get our runs in and see if we can move this ball. If I'm a pass guy, we're gonna pass this ball and hopefully we don't turn the ball over. So there's a lot that goes into play and goes into thought of these decisions that are made in the NFL.
What's that do to the confidence on the defensive end when y'all get through? Are you going up against a good offense? They go through their 15 plays and they got 7 yards.
Oh man, I'm telling you right now, shoot, it's over. We're gonna do this all day. And it's the best thing about that though is when you've done your scouting report and you see certain formations and you start calling out, and I'll see some of these guys in the offseason and they're like, I'm tight. I hear Briggs talking and calling out the route that I'm about to run. That is that's just doing your homework and understanding how this team's going to try to attack you. We could. You always look for 100% key. It's rare that you find one, but when you find one, and back in the day when Adrian Peterson was at tailback, it was 100% run. It was either 100% run or he was blocking as a back. And so when he got in, I know let's load the box. Let's load the box and let's attack.
Yeah, it's always funny when I see those highlights, right? Or like when Cam Newton, I forget who he was going up against, but he like the linebacker calls out the play and he just looks at it and is like, "Oh, you've been watching tape, huh?" Yeah, me too. Watch this, and he changes the play. Like it's so I love those moments so much because it's like it shows you how much, like the amount of studying you have to do to know just because a guy turns his hand a certain way, he's going to do this. Or just because a guy separates his hand a certain, he's going to do this.
But it's also part of the amount of fundamentals that you go over all day after day and repetition after repetition after repetition. They're going to attack you based off of what they see. They're trying to take away something that they think that they can get away from you or you're going to give them. So, naturally, this is a drop that I make all the time. I always look this way. I'm always about 5 yards. This is how they're going to try to play you based off of your fundamental, and so that's where it all kind of makes sense when you're talking about, hey, did you make this move or that move, or you watch film, I watch film. Yep. Yeah. So let's see. All right, now it's a game of chess. Who's making the right move?
Who's making the best move? Was there a game you had where you picked up on somebody's tail and you killed them all day?
Listen, I'm gonna mention the Cowboys, baby. I'm gonna mention the Cowboys.
Here we go. Hold up.
Listen, the Cowboys. Tony Romo, he had a call, something like kill, 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 and that meant that was a check from pass to a run, and I saw it happen. He gave the ball to Marion Barber, R.I.P. my guy. But he gave the ball to Marion Barber. He did it 2 times, and then the third time, we were on the sideline, and I told Lack, I said, listen, if this guy says kill, kill, kill again, I'm gone. Right? And so we're in cover 2, and he yells, he goes, Tony Romo's looking around, he goes, kill, kill, kill. I tapped Lack. I said, I'm gone. He said, all right, you better be right. He said, you better be right. Man, I shot that gap. By the time he handed the ball to Marion Barber, I was on him for a 5-yard loss, and we're celebrating. Oh, yeah, you do it, So it's, it's just, you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention.
Did they keep running that same call? They changed that after that play.
I don't remember hearing another kill, kill, kill because he didn't see me blitz again.
They said Lance got back here quick. How do you know? We had no answers on that. Oh man, let's close it out with this one, man. What is the game on the schedule that you're most excited to see this Bears team play?
Ooh, look, I hate to skip the Packers because it's such a big game and it's week 1.
Yeah,
but the Lions. If the Lions are if the Lions are what they were last year and better, that is the team to beat. And I want us to be in a position to say that we're competing with for first place. We're either competing for first place or we're decisively in first place. And I believe that the Lions right now are before we see any play, run, anything like that, the Lions are the team to beat in the North.
Vikings take a step back in your mind.
I think the Vikings they underperform.
A lot of one-win games. A lot of one-score last-minute win games in
there. Yeah. I've seen what I would say too many stacked Minnesota teams that underperformed. That they have a lot of these players. It's just true, man. They have a lot of these players that are primetime guys, and they get outplayed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, they basically just said, AP, it's your team, and we'll try and figure the rest out sometimes. But yeah, I think that's interesting. Lions, I can see. I guess I can see that. I don't feel like there's going to be this great leap in wins, though, right? Like I can see the Lions winning 9 or 10 games and still having a good season, making the playoff stuff like that. So I think that the Bears will be in the hunt. I think they will be competitive. And I mean, I get that is a game I'm excited for. Mostly, I'm not gonna lie, mostly because I want to see what Monty do going against us. I want to be like, all right, like to me, that's the game. If you can stop the dude that's coming in with a chip on his shoulder, and I'm in Ross St. Brown talk trash about Bears fans out here. I mean, you gotta show out.
It's all right. Listen, that just gets the emotions high, man. You need that in this game. You know what I mean? You need the trash talk. You need the guys that leave a bad taste, that leave a bad taste in your emotions. And so, and for that makes beating them even greater. You know what I mean? And I love Monty. Wish he was here. He was one of my favorite Bears, but Now we got to beat you.
Now we go we get 6'2", Roshan Johnson and Khalil Herbert, the speedster, and Deontay Foreman, the speedster. I still love our running back. I'm gonna miss you, Monty. I am, but I still love our running back.
But we're solid. We're solid right now. We're solid. We're solid. You know,
it's one of them. It's like we good over here. We still good over here. Don't worry about that.